doing oil change on Dad's Z970R. So if you guys are trying to learn how to change the oil on that, stay tuned. A couple things you're going to need. You're obviously going to need an oil pan. You're going to need some gloves. You're going to need a 10mm socket for the drain plug. You will need a oil filter socket. We don't have the right size here, so we're going to probably get it off with the channel lock. We'll see how that goes. You will need a funnel to put the oil into the zero turn. And then you will need, come over here and show them this, Turf Guard SAE 10W30. That is the recommended oil for it. And you will need an AM 107423 oil filter. All right, so that's the model number you will need. If you guys are shopping for oil change parts, check out greenfarmparts.com, and you can find oil maintenance kits, you can find fuel filters, you can find deck leveling gauges, stuff like that. Green Farm Parts has it all, especially for these zero turns. And if you use discount code DRYRUN, you can get 5% off. They've extended that discount code to our viewers. So check it out. Hopefully that helps you guys out as you're getting your oil change parts. So we're going to start with the oil change. John Deere recommends that you run the zero turn for approximately 1 minute before you start the oil change process to heat up the oil. That screen will go black sometimes. Our flashlight died here.
Did it die?
Yep, let me see if I have another one. Okay. All right, so first things first, like I said, you gotta let the engine run for approximately 1 minute, then you wanna find yourself on a flat surface. Next step, you wanna put your oil pan underneath, and then if you can zoom in here or show them this drain plug here. This is a 10mm. And when you're taking this thing off, you don't have to take it off all the way. Sometimes you can just loosen it up and the oil will start draining. But if you can go down a little bit, right here is your drain plug. You want to make sure that this thing does not spin as you're loosening up the drain plug. So we're going to start that process now. We like to wipe off all the dirt first. That way we can see if it's leaking anywhere later on. Wiping it off the filter, wiping it off the drain plug. This is a newer zero turn, so it's pretty clean. Some of them might be significantly dirtier. Let's wipe all that off, get the debris out. Alright, so this is where I was telling you, I'll just show you right there. You see how that tube spins freely. You want to make sure that that stays facing down as you're loosening up this drain plug. Alright, we broke it free. and it's starting to drip. I'm going to leave this plug right here. After you get that drain plug off, come up top here a second. You can open up your fill cap. That'll allow air in and it should drain faster. Now you want to make sure that that tube's facing straight down. If you go down a little bit, you might actually be able to see. Yeah. You want to make sure that's facing down before you open up that top fill cap. Otherwise it'll come gushing out. This takes about 2 minutes to drain, so we'll let that drain and then we'll get back to you guys once that's finished. Alright, come on in here and take a look at the filter. So now that the oil is dripping out the bottom, we're pretty much empty. Next step is going to be to take off this filter. Now I did get I guess you would call that a filter socket from Green Farm Parts, but it's the wrong size. So we're going to improvise. We're going to use a kitchen rag and a channel lock and see if we can get it off. Well, first we'll just try hand, and that ain't gonna work, so we'll try this here. And that ain't gonna work, so we're gonna use this channel lock. Put it on there. Let's see here. Just to break it loose, essentially. This is not the right way to do it. You want to have a filter socket. Alright, so when we pop this off, you'll see it start leaking just a little bit. That's okay. Old one is off. And again, the replacement one filter, you want to look for the AM107423. That's the filter you need. Alright, now that this is done dripping, we're going to clean this off. Just take a look at this, make sure this looks good. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Then I'm just going to hand tighten this drip plug. Clean off around the drip plug. Now we're going to get the new filter. Got the new filter out of the box. We're going to take some new oil and just rub it around the gaskets here. Trying to keep my gloves somewhat dry. New filter's going on. Got a hand tight is what they say, and then another quarter turn. Or 3/4 turn. I'm sorry, 3/4 turn, yep. Hand tight and then another 3/4 turn. So that's about as far as she's gonna go. Now we got the new filter on, we're going to close up the drain plug. Again, this is a 10mm socket, and you might need an extension if you're using a ratchet. Just going to get it hand tight, then we'll get the ratchet on.
You have to keep that thing from spinning.
Crank it back just a little bit because I got that tube. Well, I don't think that really matters right now, does it? If that tube is not facing directly down.
I'm not sure.
Let's see if I can. So we were tightening this on here. We're just going to tighten it on. All right, new filter's on, drain plug is back in. We are going to just clean this all up here. All right, next step, we are going to put 2 quarts of oil in. Take this dipstick out, set this off to the side for now. Funnels down in. Leaked a little bit of oil when I was putting that funnel in. Alright, we got our 10W30. Just going to slowly pour this in.
The reason we're pouring it in slow is that this fill has sort of a taper to it, and it easily just sort of backs up and runs out the top if you fill it too fast.
Second quart going in. All right, we finished putting in our 2 quarts of oil. Now we're going to take this out here. This outside. Let that drain in there. I already checked, but you can bring them down here just to make sure nothing's leaking. This is why you want to clean this up before you fill up. You can see this is perfectly clean, nothing's leaking, so we're good to go. If you do that every time, it'll be easier to detect an issue.
Yeah.
All right, now we're putting our dipstick back in. When you're checking the oil in this, you do not want to thread it. You just want to set it down on there and then bring it back out. And we are full. Cleaning this off here. We'll check it one more time. Yep, we're full. No issues there. Alright, that's it. Now we'll fire her up, make sure she's good to go. Alright, no issues. We'll just double check. So I took it around there, sloshed it around a little bit. No leaks. We're good to go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, if you need your oil change kit or you need any parts for your John Deere, or if you need something like this, the Z-Glides, check out some of our last videos. We installed this Z-Glide suspension, and now we're doing a review on it, demoing it. You can buy these Z-Glides on Green Farm Parts for not only 970Rs, but any of the zero turns. They've, like I said before, they've extended a 5% discount code to all of our viewers who use code DRYRUN. Equipment. It's nice seeing this record. You know, somebody took care of it. You can go back through and see everything they did. So definitely a little trick there that I would do. Make sure you mark when you change it and do it in your manual, because the manual stays with the zero turn whenever you sell it.
Also, I have a pen at home that writes white, and I write it right on the air filter, the amount of hours that I put the filter on. So like right now, I'm at 32 and a half hours. I would write 32 hours on it, and then I know anytime I can look at it and say, oh, I'm at 80 hours now to change, or 100. I usually change every 50 hours.
Nice. So on top of doing it in the manual, you also write it with like a yellow Sharpie on the filter.
That's correct. That's
nice.
Correct. Some type of Sharpie that you can see on there.
Sweet. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Yeah.